Hey guys, this is KinoDVT here, and this is a game from the StarCast forums involving Mork and OPEC. Now, I don't exactly know what's happening. The deal is Mork is trying to try out the new fungal growth, and OPEC is a sparring partner, as it were. So I don't actually know if OPEC is aware that this is coming, so I'm just going to wing it, as I say, and see how that goes. So we do see OPEC and Mork both on 9 supply, and sure, we'll do that. Now, knowing Mork, he will probably go for an early expo, and OPEC, I have no idea. The only time I ever versed OPEC was in the round of 32, where I was tipped off in advance that he was going to foregate me in the round of 32 of the StarCast tournament. And needless to say, I kicked his butt in the first game because I was expecting his strategy. And second game, he kind of locked me in and beat me. Third game, I outlasted him slightly. I beat him, basically, last game. And that last game is online on my channel. It's a while back. It's round of 32 Kano DVT OPEC game. He is a diamond player though, so both these players are diamonds, so rather good. Mork is scouting. Well, I guess that's a fair enough scout. Mork is scouting in the standard position, as so is OPEC. This is the new version of Lost Temple with no islands, just 2 sets of rocks. Now, Mork has gone for his thing at 15, expansion at 15, and interesting enough, OPEC is going Forge into expand. This should make for an interesting game because both players are going into it with an economic standpoint. So that is one of the reasons why it will be a slightly lengthier game, but I rather like this. This is a good way of doing it. And hold on, does he? No, he doesn't even know that Mork is early expanded. Maybe he's just assuming it because it's Mork. Interesting spawning pool placement. Not exactly sure why it's there. Mork, if you ever watch this, please leave a comment down below explaining why you put your spawning pool there, because I'd be very interested to know. Now, OPEC getting 1 photon cannon and maybe a gateway or another photon cannon here, not exactly sure, but either way they both have an early expo. Mork's went up slightly faster, and he's probably just going to wall in there and there, making any Zerglings have to go all the way around and die from cannons. Mork using his Overlord, trying to get a little bit of scouting information. Neither player has thrown down gas yet. Oh no, wait, sorry, Mork has. Which I'm rather a fan of, from the Protoss standpoint anyway, because when you're dealing with Zerg, for a while all you're going to see is things that can be countered very easily by Mass Zealots, so I tend not to get my gas all that early. Apart from that, nothing particularly interesting happening. The reason I'm shoutcasting this game is because I want to, and because it details the new fungal growth, which is ridiculously high DPS, and I'd like to see what it's like. To me, it's now a bit more of a armoured storm that keeps them sitting there. Yeah. Sounds a little OP, doesn't it? Well, we'll see what happens. So OPEC has now got the block off on this side, and he'll probably expand it to this side, and we'll see what happens. OPEC has just now started to mine gas, and yeah, we do see speedling on the way for Mork. What else do we see? Income-wise, they're about the same, 720, 740, just bouncing back and forth. I'm pretty sure that if we look on the units tab, they're pretty much 1-for-1 workers and drones and stuff, so it's alright, I like that. I'm not exactly sure why he did that. Okay, anyway, moving on. It's an interesting map, this. No, really like it. It's made my natural rather hard to take. If you're thinking about the game from a purely 2-base standpoint, I really don't like this map anymore. Because you have to guard here, which is already big enough, and here as well. I mean, you've basically got a back door to your natural. So, but if you're thinking about it, the third base wise, you just knock down these back rocks, you got a third, knock down those rocks, you get a gold. So it's rather good in that standpoint. But for me, I just don't really like the I have to go backwards of it. Really? Oh, what? Lol, what? I'm confused. I'm very, very confused. I'm incredibly confused. I think he just tried to cannon in the back of Mork's base. I'm not exactly sure, but Mork's doing quite well. We do see him getting a Roach Warren up. He has spread creep all the way to his expansion. I'm not exactly sure what that was about. He's getting Infestor Pit, so he's going for fast hive tech, or mass infestors, which we already know he is. We do see Mork going for a third base. Has been scouted by OPEC though. Not exactly sure if he's aware of it right now, but he will be aware of it quite shortly. We do see a Stargate coming up, as well as 3 gateways for OPEC. He is starting to saturate his main. Expansion. Income-wise, we see that Mork has slipped a little into the head gas-wise, but minerals-wise, OPEC is in the front. So Mork has slipped ahead in the gas-wise, and OPEC is ahead mineral-wise. So fairly standard, I guess. Mork is just mining from 3 gas geysers. OPEC's mining from 2. So he has a slight mineral advantage because of that. It's interesting. We do now... Ooh, I like this proxy pylon. That's going to make Mork's life very, very difficult. We do see some green clicking over here. Yep, here comes another cannon. Production. This new Zelnaga tower is rather nice, I would like to say. It doesn't give you quite as much vision, say, like in here, but it's a nice middle of the map. It is still reasonably... It's a lot easier to go past than the other one, so less map control is available. Interesting, OPEC cancelled the cannon there and there. He's going to place a cannon. I think he was waiting for Mork's expansion to finish so that it would actually finish and not be cancelled. We do see quite a line of overlords hanging around OPEC's base, and if we look at his vision, we can see he does have quite a good vision of the edge of the base. This is something I rather like. One more overlord here, and he's pretty much got vision of this section of the map, if anything air-wise is trying to leave. Back to standard vision, we see 2 gas geysers finally being taken by OPEC, who has built up a few extra minerals, would be a good way to put it. 2,500, however Mork is 1,300, so not a big pickle there. Maybe this is more of a preordained strategy, but I doubt it, given that they're cannoning. Mork is desperately trying to get this 47 health queen back home, and it's going to take a while. His third expansion wants have been somewhat stymied, and yeah. Okay, so we're going to see what happens. This is a fungal growth game, which is one of the reasons why I chose it, because I get to see what the new fungal growth looks like, how it deals, that kind of jazz. We do see a Phoenix out for OPEC. No Void Rays yet, just Phoenix, which is going to be more than enough to harangue his mineral lines and overlords, picking up them queens. We do see him just getting a good scout. No mutas are on the way. Oh no, infestors. Mork's infestor play should... there's a good infestor. 2 infested marines. Maybe another... No, that's able to be dealt with another contaminate, as well as those 2 infested Terrans. Very, very good infestor play, in my opinion. Mork is now hitting both sets of rocks, going for 2 expansions at the same time. Very, very confident, or very, very risky. Either way, he's going to have a kick-ass economy if he pulls this off. We do now see OPEC has quite a lot of non-charged lot zealots. Not exactly sure how I feel about this, given that Mork is a fairly high-caliber player, and at the moment has quite a lot of roaches. Maybe he's unaware of this, but you really need charge lots to close that distance quickly. He is now getting level 1 weapons, as is Mork. We do see a Twilight Council coming up, so I suggest we are going to see charge. He's falling a little behind on the supply count, so that's interesting. For those of you who didn't know, or don't really care, so the new fungal growth deals the same amount of damage, plus 30% versus armored, over 4 seconds instead of 8. So that's a big change. Basically, it doubles the DPS and makes it slightly more lethal. So maybe that affects you, maybe that doesn't. However, OPEC is going for a double expansion at the same time. This is good. I like this kind of play. I like economically minded players. It brings a little glow to my heart. Yes, punnage. wonderful. But it really does, because I do like this kind of we're going to macro a lot play. It's very fun, and maybe this is an agreement between two players, but I'd like to hope that this was a ladder game. There was no preordained agreement. I know it's not a ladder game, but maybe they're just sparring and it's a preordained thing. We do see Mork going quite well with the creep spread. Again, creep spread, he gets a nice portion of vision, as opposed to Opec's vision, which isn't quite as impressive over his opponent's base. He is able to see creep spread over here. This expansion is pretty much locked out forever, and as soon as he takes out these photon cannons and pylon, his opponent will know that he wants to expand there, so that's always a little risky. We're having a bit of a massive overlords. I would fear for, say, 6 or 7 phoenixes to come in and just start hammering away at them, which would be kind of annoying. Yeah, at the moment Mork's just building up a roach infester army. His opponent Opec is just building up a gateway with some slight heritage. We do see charge on the way, which I rather like. 2 observers. Not sure why. Really not sure why. I guess each their own, maybe just trying to have 2 in different places. Stop creep spread? Not sure. I guess we'll find out. Mork's 2 extra bases are starting to saturate. This base currently has enough workers to saturate both gas, and this base hasn't even popped yet. Opec has saturated both his bases with a couple of workers. He is about to mine out his main, if I've got my timing right. Yeah, pretty much. For those of you who don't know, at about the 15-minute mark, you should be mining out your main. If you're not, you're in a little bit of trouble, worker-wise. But that's generally the golden number of someone's going to be taking a 3rd expansion, and that's generally when you know that someone on one base is going to be in a lot of trouble. If you can keep someone contained for 18 or so minutes, they're mined out. And if a game is going for 20-25 minutes when you think they're on one base, check the expos. Check every single expo you can, because odds are they've got an expansion somewhere, you just don't know about it yet. So yeah, just one of those cases. Day9 likes to talk about this a lot, and it's the magic numbers rule. And the magic number of about 16 is when you start to mine out your main. And it's also when people generally go for a 3rd or 2nd base if they like one base play. So those are just magical numbers, which is really good to know, because if you contain someone for 25 minutes, you know they got out and have an expansion somewhere, because otherwise they have no army and you should have already killed them, basically. Opec's minerals getting a little high. Maybe I would prefer him to do something along the lines of, let's warp in 10 zealots and do a fire and forget mission on a couple of Mork's bases, because they're kinda everywhere now. Just to keep your pop low, put a bit of harassment on, and use up all these excess minerals. We do see a phoenix heading out across the map and 2 void rays. Gonna try and stop this crease bed as much as possible, which I rather like. There is quite a large roach ball, but to be honest, there's no hydras. We do see 11 hydras out on the production line, as well as 2 spires. Where are they? Here they are. 2 spires, 1 for greater spire I'd suggest, and 1 for upgrades, or maybe he just wants to get both upgrades at the same time. I wouldn't really blame him. So here we're coming up on the 17-minute mark where you're starting to mine out. We see Opec is running out of mineral patches, and they're soon going to be gone. So this is the magical number time you want to be remembering of they're mined out. And I mean, to be honest, you're mined out as well. So we do see Opec on 4 base. He's mining gas out of 2. So yeah, gas is generally a limiting factor. So I always prefer to mine gas over minerals, preferably. It's just gas always seems to late game be the limiting factor in your tech, and Opec might benefit from the knowledge that he's not mining from that or that gas-wise, and given that he has 5,000 minerals, he's falling a bit behind. However, Mork is also quite high. Not exactly sure why. Maybe this is a preordained rule game, or maybe they're just getting up a bank. Well, I mean, there's been no combat, so there haven't been any replenished armies, and gas is a limiting factor, which does confuse me as to why they're not mining gas at all their bases. I mean, Mork is now, but if we look at Opec's gas income, it's 500 to Mork's 900, and their mineral income is practically the same. So maybe, I don't know if either OPEC or Mork watch this, please leave a comment down below to explain your logic and stuff, because maybe you just didn't realize that your minerals and stuff are getting this high. Your minerals a little high, as we can see, a greater spy and an upgrade, so I was right about that suspicion. This is probably going to be an evolution of Mork's Broodlord Corruptor strategy. Roach Broodlord strategy, which he taught to he taught to Kyle, and was the game I shoutcasted previously. Let's just check on Mork's. Whoa. Let's check on Mork's lava count. So lava wise, he's got about 38, so if his opponent was to wipe out this army, there'd be a pretty big one coming up yet again. Both players are nearing that 200 mark. They probably could have been there a little early. We now do see the I have excess mineral syndrome, as I would like to call it, with OPEC putting down a shitload of gateways. Little excessive. Little. You know, just wow. Let's see, he has that plus 4. He's going to have about 24 gateways by the end of this. That's going to be fun. That is the point where you're just like, oh, here have some zealots. Here have some more zealots. Oh, W, here have some more zealots. And I have done things like this before when I'm running 3 or 4 bases. Mork might be wondering what the hell about now, but who knows, maybe he's not. We do see quite a lot of zealots. They do have charge now. They don't quite have as many upgrades as I would like. I'm a big fan of the 3 forge upgrades. However, Mork's army isn't exactly sitting. Actually, Mork's army is sitting on 2-2 upgrades, which I feel really good about, and he's getting 3-3. We probably are going to see some Broodlords shortly. His greatest spy is up. Broodlords, come on. I suggest Broodlords might be his replacement option when this all goes south. We do see quite a large force setting out across the map. This is going to be quite interesting for OPEC to deal with. The infested Terrans are going to be very, very useful, and if he manages to grab one of these Colossi, it could be game over. Let's see what's going to happen. He's probably going to go for one of the Colossi, however they are being dealt with quite strictly. We do see one Colossi grabbed, and another Colossi attempted grab, but didn't go quite well. Maybe a burrow needs to happen, because at the moment he's kind of getting destroyed. However, these stalkers are getting fungal growth, and it's having quite a big effect, as are the Colossi. The Colossi are actually falling to fungal growth. We do see all these zealots fungal growth, which means as reinforcements go, they're going to be pretty useless. We do see another fungal growth happening, and they can't do anything about it. This is very, very good fungal growth usage, and to be honest, fungal growth not being anything I've seen quite a lot. 41 roaches. We just got a 41 roach respawn, people. He won this fight, and he's going to respawn 41 roaches. We do, however, see that OPEC can probably produce a shitload of zealots, should he want to. No, he's going to produce a shitload of stalkers. However, he is going to have 41 roaches knocking down his front door very, very soon, which is not going to be a good place to be. Neither player have gone for the kidney shot of StarCraft, which is the economy. We do see OPEC catching up rather rapidly with income, but not quite as rapidly as I would like. With population, but not quite as rapidly as I would like. And as we can see, these Stalkers and Colossi are getting locked down by these infestors and their fungal growth, unable to get away. However, this Colossi may make it. No. One of the problems, I think, is that these Colossi do not actually have the range upgrade yet. Are we going to see a massive spawn of Zealots and Stalkers to hold this off? Yeah, here comes the massive spawn of Zealots in a nice concave line, and here comes the charge. At the moment, both players are running off 5 base. This is the position I feel it's not great to be as Zerg, because you're threatened. So, Zerg has this, I'm slightly weaker but I can replace my army feel about them at 200-200. And one of my problems with this kind of play with Zerg is if they can hold you off for long enough, because you've taken expansions faster, you mine out. And then your opponent just sits there and gets slightly more. I really like this Zealot placement. It's going to be behind these roaches, which is going to stop them from going anyway. So these roaches are now basically trapped in Opec's base. Now that's a good thing or a bad thing. He is losing Colossi fairly quickly to these Corruptors. They haven't been made into Broodlords yet. We do see 1 Void Ray, 2 Colossus, and level 1 weapons out on the production field, as well as 24 sets of Lings. So, some more Infestors coming across. This is some good pressure going down by Mork, and he has just mined out his natural, so there's going to be a lot of workers trying to get over here, which aren't really going to make it. Opec is in a lot of trouble. He has not really been able to hold this off, and one of the reasons is he just has so much of a better upgrades. 3-3 upgrades versus 2-2 upgrades, and 2-2-0 nonetheless, and 0-0-0 on his air. So Mork is just able to get that much more bang for his buck out of his units. We do see fungal growth on both sets of units, and 30% extra on the Void Ray and stuff. Opec is running out of minerals fairly quickly. We now have an excess gas problem. Now last time I had this kind of excess gas problem, I spawned Mass Sentry and 1. As we can see, sentries are coming out for Opec, and I really like this. Sentries will allow him to gain that anti-caster feel which he needs, and the map control by Mass Force Field. And as Starcast has talked about already, Force Fields can kind of make evilness happen. You can completely control when the fights happen. Now, Mork is completely aware of this expansion. We do see 24 Banelings coming out. This is not going to be nice for his opponent. These Banelings are going to tear these Zealots and Sentries to bit. Are Sentries light? Yes, Sentries are light. These Banelings get anywhere near any... Oh, no. Baneling Bombers? No, Opec, no. We do see these Baneling Bombers heavily off to do some economic damage, I might suggest. You have some nice cannon defense here, Opec, but a couple of Banelings here are still going to ruin your day. Now, we do see a fairly large force heading out across the field. I really like this composition. It will allow him to deal with Corruptors, deal with the ground, and gain lots of control through Mass Force Field, and just hammer away at roaches with 2 Colossi, both of which dealing 42 damage a hit. 42, meaning of life, universe, and everything, people. We do see quite large forces of roaches and infestors and corruptors heading out, so this is going to be fun. We do see the Colossi trying to whale away, but not really working. Some sentries and other things being captured by fungal growth. No! A Colossi has been captured by a fungal growth. This is not a good position for Opec to be in. This is coming towards the end of the game, and I suggest Opec is going to lose because of some very, very good fungal growth play by Mork, and I think he really deserves this win. He's played very well, put on lots of pressure. I felt maybe he could have done a few more things like this a little earlier. We do see Banelings exploding everywhere on this mineral line. This mineral line pretty much just got destroyed. I'm just going to pause. Mork, I'd like to draw your attention to this game, and I want to know something. I know you mentioned it on the Starcast forums a while back. No, on the Starcast show. How do you do moving drops? If you could post a comment down below, that'd be great, because I'd really like to know. How do you do the moving drops with Banelings and Medivacs and stuff? You've described doing it before. We do see these probes are going to be in a large amount of trouble from Banelings very, very quickly, and 2 more Banelings are going to be unleashed on this mineral line. Are they? Yes, here they go. 2 Banelings, not dealing maximum damage, but dealing enough damage to be annoying. We do see Mork pretty much taking the GG right here. This mass... Why isn't he producing? He has the pop, he has the inclination, just W, S, 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 S. I'm not exactly sure what's going through his mind. I mean, he has the minerals. They're not all on cooldown because I have them selected. I'm a little confused. Maybe his attention's elsewhere. Hold on. Let's find out. Where is his attention? Oh. Right. The kidney punch. We do see Mork's tech is going to get slightly decimated. This amount of zealots with this amount of upgrades is not nice. Okay, I now understand. Oh, pardon me, I seem to have the hiccups. Wonderful. We do see that Opec is dealing quite large damage in Mork's base, although probably not as much damage as Mork is dealing to his base, so maybe not the best position to be in, eh? Hive is going down, spawning pool infest, pit roach foreign, and 2 upgrade buildings, so yeah, not bad damage, but Spire, Greater Spire, and it wouldn't be that hard for other buildings to be placed by Mork. Mork. Pardon me, sorry about the hiccups. I'd go and get it. Screw that. I'm going AFK. Let's just leave you on Mork video cam. I'm gonna go get a drink. Da 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 da. Enjoy. Right, I'm back, people. Sorry about those hiccups, they were just getting a bit on my nerves. Everyone. So Mork is being a little harangued in his base, would be a good way to put it. But it's pretty clear to me which way this game is heading, and Mork 1, basically, is the way I see it going. If we look at income, it's actually about even. I was not expecting that. Let's see, what else fighting bars can we have? Name panel. We've got that on. Army supplies. Yeah, I did expect that. Units killed. I did not expect that actually, because Mork has kind of been throwing units away as well, but then again, APM, holy Jesus. Mork, you're on your game. So we're just going to go back to nothing, production, and yeah, Mork is just kind of cleaning house at the moment. I'm not exactly sure what's going through Opec's head, to be honest. I can't actually see how he can win. Like, I don't actually think it's possible. I mean, production buildings wise, he's got 2 gateways. He's now getting a forge, and he's kind of run out of minerals. Mork, who's been sitting at fairly high population for a long time, is not exactly doing great at keeping his money down, but this amount of bases, unless you're elite pro, which Mork is good, but he's not the little one, this many bases, I think anyone slips up. And to be honest, if I was on this many bases, that'd be like in 5 figures, and that'd be in like 20 figures. So Mork, you're actually playing amazingly well, and kudos to both players, because they are dealing with lots of bases very, very well. Much better than I think I would. Opec, Mork, if it feels like I'm being a bit cruel, it's not intentional. What I'm doing is being objective, is a nice word. I'm not actually saying you're bad players. You're both very, very good. But even very good players have slight flaws which some other people might find easier to pick out. And to be honest, if I could have a shoutcaster commentate on my games, I would love it. If there's anyone out there who'd want to do it, give us a shout. I'll give you every single one of my replays that I can. Little banter going on between Opec and Mork, and yeah, this is pretty much wrapping up. I'm just going to pause it here because I don't really see the point in carrying on. Opec saying he can never finish Mork late game. I don't think I could either. I don't think I could beat Mork at all. So, as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure Season 2 has begun, and let's just check that out. Season 2, come on. No, Season 2 has not begun. Season 1 is still in progress. Season 2 will be happening tomorrow, I believe, so by the time this airs, Season 2 might be possible. Season 1 snapshot. So how do we view Season 2? Well, I don't actually think Season 2 is around yet, so this is Keno DVT, signing off. I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your next games, and yeah, whatever happens, have fun.